Sukkot is one of our holidays that the Jewish people celebrate that really commemorates at the time of wandering in the desert. For 40 years, the Israelites wandered in the desert after the Exodus from Egypt. And in that Exodus from Egypt, the Jews or the Israelites had to set up sort of non-permanent structures while they lived. And so one of the ways we celebrate this is actually through the creation of these temporary huts called, one of them is called a sukkah. Hillel celebrates Sukkot in a variety of different ways through a variety of different programs. On the first night of Sukkot, we have a prayer service where to sort of mark the beginning of the holiday of Sukkot. And then after that, we actually come in here into our sukkah, where we have a festive meal, and we actually say some of the blessings to be in the sukkah. We have a program with OSLE where we invite people into the sukkah. One of the commandments on the holiday of Sukkot is called ushpizin, which is to invite people to celebrate the holiday of Sukkot, whether or not they're Jewish, and to see what this celebration is all about. So we have a program with OSLE, we have programs with our students. Sometimes we have pizza in the hut. Sometimes we have, sushi in the sukkah. The other things that the Jews do now to commemorate the holiday is bring together 4 different types of plants and a fruit to celebrate the idea of God being everywhere. This structure or this item is called the lulav and the etrog. The etrog is, in English, it'd be a citron. It looks like a giant lemon, more bumpy, and has a a lemon-like smell to it. And the lulav combines the willow, the myrtle, and the palm branch. And these items are taken up during the holiday of Sukkot, and we shake them in 6 different directions, also as a way to sort of say that God is all around us. So for me, the holiday is really an opportunity to celebrate our vulnerability. In so many ways, we live in a world where we think we know everything, and there's nothing like being in an impermanent structure to celebrate what it means to be vulnerable today. What some of our commentators actually speak about is imagine for a second that for the time period of Sukkot, you actually make the impermanent permanent, and that which is permanent impermanent. What I mean by that is, so for the holiday of Sukkot, we're commanded to dwell in the sukkah, the structure that we're currently in right now. And in dwelling in this sukkah, some people will take in to the sukkah their good china, their couches, maybe a TV or so, and they will host gatherings here in the sukkah. And in fact, some people actually sleep in the sukkah, especially during the first night of the holiday. So we try and make that which is impermanent into something that's permanent, and in doing so, it really shows the vulnerability of our life. Today, for example, is a day where there has been a lot of rain. And the sukkah looks a little bit wet and sort of like an air tunnel has come through, a lot of wind has come through it, and it really shows the vulnerability of life. And in many ways, I think that's one of the points of the holiday of Sukkot, to show that vulnerability. And I think even in the blessings that we say, thank you, God, for commanding us to dwell in the sukkah. God is commanding us to be part of that vulnerability and to really share that vulnerability with other people. And I think that the sort of universal message of Sukkot is in the vulnerability of it. How can people see their lives as not something that is so certain, but we can see our lives as something that always needs to be worked on, very much like what it means to be dwelling in the sukkah, that we always need to work on it. It's not perfect. And how can we show the outside world what that is like?